Hey YouTube, back with another Sam and Max episode. I did not want to switch to Until Then after that last video, because that cliffhanger though, Max's head was empty.
They stole his brain.
Yeah, that last video I made wrapping up episode 2, you can kinda tell I was phoning it in. I didn't know there was only 30 minutes left, and all the comedic stuff was in like the first 2 videos. There wasn't that much left to react to besides like the ending of the episode, and that was a pretty intense climax, don't get me wrong. I was just kinda out of it that day. I was kinda just in the headspace of I have to finish the episode, I have to record that. Honestly, I don't think I should beat myself up over not having exaggerated YouTuber reactions. There's enough of that already, and like, I clearly don't do this for the views or monetization. That's not a thing here. I just do this because I want to. It's fun. Okay, enough rambling. Episode 3, they stole Max's brain. Little buddy, what have they done to you? Someone snatched Max's brain, gunning for control of its bizarre psychic powers. Now Sam is rolling up his sleeves, smacking heads and throwing slugs, whatever it takes to get back what's rightfully Max's. I'm guessing some people would consider this episode peak, given what's about to happen. I probably should reiterate that I have played Sam and Max the Devil's Playhouse, like the original game, but like, that was years ago, and I only remember the basic story, like nothing specific, so I still laugh at all the jokes, so it's good reactions. Back in the zone, baby. Skullcape presents. From the archives of Telltale.
Music by Jared Emerson Johnson.
Man, Telltale games used to be so cool before they made The Walking Dead game one of the best games of all time and then went bankrupt 6 years later. Steve Purcell made one of the best franchises.
Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control. But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions.
We're in the Twilight Zone.
Moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover they stole Max's brain.
Based on the title, Jane Austen.
Max? Little buddy?
Oh boy.
No.
That's devastating.
No! What happened?
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Hey! What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know! 1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box, then BAM! Out went the lights!
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number 1, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
Really? Because I distinctly heard it more like a bam.
Anyway, someone knocked us out with a booming and or bamming sound, and,
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us.
yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Rule number 2, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Yup, I was totally
This is like a new mechanic.
I sure.
Liar!
All right. I came to before Jebediah, just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny. Obadiah,
Wow, we're
why didn't
actually
you
being
do
a detective
anything?
right now.
I was afraid that he'd remove my brain too.
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
What?
Skunk Ape!
Of course.
But we trapped
He
them in
must
the
have
penal
been
zone.
Released from the penal zone when the toy box was stolen.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Come on,
Half
man.
as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Rule number 3, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers. Now, go get 'em.
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral and got ready to squeeze some punks.
I love the dark noir Sam.
General Skunk Ape. I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max's brain ever since he found out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break.
This entire noir sequence is amazing. I'm so excited.
Hello, ugly. You're one of Skunk Ape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunk Ape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the dimensional boundaries. Anyhow, since Skunk Ape's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a science spinner. It's a very fulfilling, low-temperature job, more suited to a space ape of a certain age. But enough about me. You should talk to the rat. Yes, the rat. He certainly seems
What
plugged
rat?
into the
Rat? What rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise and tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out on the corner of Veni and Vidi in the Latin Quarter.
How did Skunk Ape get out of the penal zone? How'd that happen?
Frankie the Rat. The name left a bad taste on my tongue and an itchy sensation in my boxers. Still, there wasn't a rodent more plugged into the bad wiring in this city.
Run him over.
Hey, Rat.
Sam, buddy, how's it hanging?
My partner's got a bad case of a missing brain, and someone thinks you might know something about it.
Brain, huh? Well, I did see something unusual and brain-related a little while back.
Spill!
I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fellow was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and tvortisnags.
Where?
Hey, take it easy, big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Frankie the Rat helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Max was, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found Frankie's tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
This is probably a red herring. Bottle was closed.
Oh! Ah!
You, foreign guy, what's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown. How thrilling.
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah,
That dirty lion rat.
you know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden the Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords.
Huh?
At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an Ödeler.
Ultra super colored what now?
Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. My people's word for a stunning battle between a strangely garbed man and an alien space gorilla carrying a brain in a jar.
Yeah, they have a word for that.
So, where was I? Oh, yes! After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. And you know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaking the friendly rat's directions.
It's a strange land, all right. Strange and dark and twisted
Please stop! I'm already ibble-skibbled enough.
Sorry.
De nada.
We're ibble-skibbling him.
Anything else?
I don't think we can get anything else from him.
People in this country are so intense!
He's just gonna stand there in case I need to interrogate him again.
Circle in the drain, but I knew there was more to the story. It was time to circle back and flush out the truth.
Yeah, I need to ask Frankie the Rat why they gave them the wrong Why did he give the foreign guy the wrong directions?
Frankie, what do you know?
I was given directions to a confused tourist.
To the museum district?
Yeah, poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and dvortisnan.
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation. The nerve of some people, trampling a rat's God-given merengue rights. There ought to be a law or something.
Lawyers and rats. One's a disease-spreading vermin gnawing away at the foundations of society, and the other likes cheese.
That's pretty funny, but I'm still not talking.
Maybe threaten him.
Talk!
Are you deaf or something? I ain't talking without a lawyer, and you can't make me. I'm pleading the fifth. Maybe
You want a lawyer? Here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson.
Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding them up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it. Acting all high and mighty and European with what? You know, the bad side of town, Hoboville, Flemberg, Broken Corners, that area. Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind the crate, and I,
Other gorilla?
picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny-looking green cubes.
Other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not, it was another space ape. He was spinning a sign for some pet store, the poor schlub.
So that dirty punk sign spinner did see Skunk Ape.
Oh, here
Anyway,
we go.
after the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And that's all I know, honest. Ask anybody. They'll vouch for old Frankie, if they know what's good for him.
I used to skedaddle before the weight of the sin and debauchery.
Yeah, the world's a dark and miserable place. I get it.
Alright, we got somewhere
Stick
to go.
around. I may be back.
I shall count the minutes.
That lying gorilla.
I'm back. Now where's Skunk Ape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkapi since you unjustly imprisoned him in... I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it...
That story ain't gonna wash, Bonzo. Your pal Frankie told me all about how you and he hid from a fight between Skunk Ape and some other guy. Now make with the lip flapping and I better like what I hear.
It's true. A few of your Earth minutes ago, I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and a tourist when General Skunkape came running down the street, chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I
Who's the
cowered
strangely
behind
garbed
a
man?
crate like a common Venusian binocular.
Strangely garbed?
Yes, a man in a faded jacket and a strange hat. He seemed to be carrying a box of some sort. General Skunkape was in hot pursuit. After the general and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appeared to be in something of a hurry.
What's that? A brain remover?
I believe it's one of the toys of power that my general has been collecting for the past 25 Kryleks.
I knew that. Give me that toy.
No! I need it to get back in General Skunkape's good graces. Once I return this artifact to the General, he'll forgive my temporary abandonment of his goals and welcome me back to his crew with open arms. Oh, how I've come to miss standing at my General's side these past few hours.
Huh. You're fooling yourself, kid.
What are you talking about?
The only thing Skunk Ape's gonna welcome you with is a fistful of phasers. You can't go home again. You can't even get on the porch. You've tasted the apple,
Oh,
eaten
wow.
the pool, bitten the hand that rocks the cradle. You're a sign spinner to him now, and that's all you're ever gonna be.
You're
The Noir
right.
worked.
It's hopeless. No matter what I do now, I'll never soar through the galaxy at my General's side ever again.
I depressed him into giving me the toy of power.
And I hate to tell you, but you're not a very good sign spinner either.
Damn.
I hated to see a grown gorilla cry, so I got in the car and looked for another lost soul to join me as I gazed into the abyss.
This game has an edge to it.
The last time we saw the rhinoplasty toy, Max's special brain used it to turn into a bazooka. Now it was gonna lead me to the guy who stole that special brain. It wasn't exactly ironic, but I didn't care. Crimetron, do your stuff!
Oh yeah, Crimetron. Can see where that goes.
What do you mean not found in database?
The Crimetron requires additional clues to make an informed deduction.
We need 2 clues, yes.
I haven't got time for clues. Max's body is starting to smell differently.
Then maybe you should stop yelling at my girlfriend and start with the clue-finding.
We need a second clue to put in the Crimetron. Perhaps the foreign stranger knows what that thing is.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time.
He was just standing
Speak
there
slowly.
waiting.
I'm an American.
As I said before, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I heard so many warnings about your country's
Hurry up.
rat.
What happened next?
I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. It might have been more of an Ödeler Spokenfreundlich.
Then what?
After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum.
What?
Ibble-skibbled. It's a common European word that describes the feeling of mild disorientation combined with nagging doubts about a rat. Honestly, what do they teach you Americans in your schools?
Video poker.
So, what else would you like to know?
It's like, can I get anything more out of that guy? What about Frankie? What do I do with this item?
Frankie, what do you know?
Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding them up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it, acting all high and mighty and European.
Skip it.
When the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind the crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny-looking green cubes. After the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And that's all I know, honest.
Wait.
Ask it.
Souvenir?
Yeah, something fell out of the funny hat guy's pocket, and the tourist scooped it up.
He has something.
What was it?
I don't know, something.
So the tourist didn't leave empty-handed after all.
So what now?
Oh yeah, we're getting there. We're solving the mystery. Let's ibble-skibble this guy some more.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time, and speak slowly. I'm an American.
As I said before, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so...
Hurry it up.
I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebebach Zauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebebach.
What happened next?
After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ibble-skibbled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district.
Don't play innocent with me, metric lover. The rat saw you pick up something after the fight.
Metric lover.
Yeah, it's true. I took a souvenir from the fight. I didn't think anyone would notice.
Was
Here.
it this?
Norrington. Who the heck is Norrington?
I don't know. Just don't hurt me.
Was it this silly putty rhinoplasty?
You Americans are all animals. Animals.
Now we got 2 clues for the crime, Trone.
Norrington. The name rang fewer bells than a sleigh in July. Hopefully, it would be enough. Okay, Crimetron, this is your last chance before I start looking for an upgrade. Come on, you obsolete hunk of junk. Talk! We're Skunky.
Sam, no!
Stop holding out on me!
Get away from her, you brute.
We got it. We got a hit. The Museum of Mostly Natural History.
Finally.
Audiences across the country say, you're a monster, Sam.
What have you become?
The Museum of Mostly Natural History, the tarnished jewel of the city's once thriving museum district. Max and I always meant to visit, but we'd never gotten around to it.
The S&M
Now we're
Club.
finally going to take in its thrilling and
Neon
dubious
sign.
educational displays with a vengeance.
I love the neon sign that says neon sign. Treasures of the Forgotten Pharaoh. He's been forgotten. We don't know about him. I'm gonna get your brain back, little buddy.
All right, Skunky, it's time to pay the piper, plus tax and applicable service fees.
Worry about it.
I should head upstairs where the action is. It's a telltale trail of Grandpa Stinky's brain-preserving demon broth. Could Max's brain still be alive?
Oh. Yeah, let's... Oh, it's a laser light show. Friday nights in the planetarium. What they got going on in here? What they got going on in there?
My superior technological might, necromancer!
Throw it down your simian hindquarters, barbarian!
Skunky. And... paperweight? He's looking pretty spry for a 120-year-old. And there's the Devil's Toy Box. And is that...
Sam! Get me out of here! This whole place smells like gorilla and patchouli.
The interloper who foiled my scheme to collect the toys of power and re-imprisoned me in the penal zone?
Sam? The great-grandson of the poltroon who put the kibosh on my intricate plan to unleash Yog-Sothoth and take over the world?
I hate that guy.
I hate that guy!
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Common enemy. I propose an alliance.
You get the galaxy, I get the Earth?
Agreed.
Nice going, Bubble Brain.
Don't blame me. I'm still trying to find the volume controls on this thing.
Minions, after him.
This is not good.
Man. Now I'm stuck in here with the alliance of C-list supervillains. It was way more fun when they were fighting. Look at all those cool psychic toys. Am I doing that?
Indeed, yes. Your psychic brain, melded to Monsieur Paperweight's sorcery and my super science, have created a techno-arcanic whirlpool, drawing the toys to this convenient container.
So that explains the giant sucking sound in my head.
No, that's just you.
Hey you, Fez guy!
What is it?
Why are you and that big dumb ape skunk ape working together?
General Skunkapi and I have had a meeting of minds over our mutual loathing of you, your partner, and your forefathers.
So that added up to what, 1 mind between you?
I just hope his brain-dead minions can dispose of your partner without injuring any of my employees.
How come you haven't aged a day since my great-grandpa kicked your demon-summoning butt back in the olden times?
The horrible secret of my apparent immortality is too terrible to comprehend, and would surely drive an uninitiated
Oh, he's
mind
immortal.
such as yours to the brink of madness were I to utter it.
So, Pilates then? What are you doing in this 2-bit museum anyway?
Since my defeat at the hands of your meddling ancestors, I've insinuated myself into the archaeological community, painstakingly gathering the requisite toys of power necessary to reopen a doorway between our world and the realm of Yog-Sothoth.
Nerd. All this talking with my brain is making me tired. Let's talk later. Hey, Skunky!
Yes?
Let's gather info.
Why are you working with that creepy paperweight guy?
Monsieur Paperweight and I have reached an accommodation.
Is that legally permitted in this state?
I'm lending my scientific prowess to his mystical efforts to draw the toys of power into the so-called Devil's Toy Box.
That spell thing Paperweight's working on. It wouldn't have something to do with summoning an elder god by the name of Yog-Sothoth, would it?
Now that you mention it, Yog-Sothoth's name did come up once or twice. He's certainly touchy about that precious tapestry of his.
Yeesh. So, long time no see.
Long time? Yes. If only you knew how long. It has been but a handful of Earth hours since you and your companion imprisoned me in the penal zone. However, due to the temporal phase shifting of the zone, I experienced years of maddening nothingness during those fleeting hours.
Ah, that would explain the tiny crow's feet around the eyes. Not to mention that telltale old gorilla smell. What are you doing here, anyway?
The same thing I was doing all those years ago.
Boring me to tears?
Gathering the toys of power.
The toys
so
of
that
power.
I might conquer the galaxy.
I see you've got your old band of lackeys back together.
Yes. My mighty army is once again ready to take on the galaxy. At least they would be if Paperweight's filthy security guard wasn't underfoot. That disease-carrying insect had better keep his pestilent thorax away from my boys.
Could you go over there for a while? The way you're salivating over my anterior cortex is creeping me out, frankly.
Very well.
Can I talk to Paperweight about the security guard?
Yo, PWA!
What? I'm busy.
Pretty grubby joint you got here.
It's one of the finest collections in the world. Our Yog-Sothoth tapestry is one of a kind.
Gee, it'd be a shame if Skunk Ape's minions ripped your tapestry to shreds and used it for space towelettes. You know, accidentally.
Yeah, don't even think of such a thing.
All this talking with my brain is making me tired. Let's talk later.
I don't think I need to ask about me. They just stole my brain.
What's that for?
That controls our new laser light show. It will bring many, many young people to the museum.
If you can lure them away from their zoetropes.
Let's return to Sam.
Well, at least I know that Max's brain is still alive and kicking. I'll never get back in there while Skunk Ape and Paperweight are working together. Maybe I can break up those lovebirds from out here.
Hey, you.
Oh.
Me?
Don't get kid with me, wise guy. What are you doing in the museum after dark?
I'm Sam. I'm with the Freelance Police.
Freelance police, eh? I heard a lot about you guys. A lot. I'm Sal, museum's security guard. You must be looking into all the freaky shenanigans going on around here tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Well, feel free to poke around. But right now, you gotta do something about this pile of trash.
That's not trash. That's my partner.
Partner, trash, potato. If it's not up and moving in the next few minutes, I'm tossing that smelly lump of guts into the incinerator.
Whoa.
Incinerator? Yeesh.
They're like, hey, we want someone who sounds a bit like Patrick Warburton, but less intense. Less low-pitched.
I'd better find a way to get Max's body moving before Sal chucks it into an incinerator.
Let's talk to this guy.
Sal!
Keep it down, will ya? This is a museum, not a locker room.
Sal, why is that name so familiar? Wait a minute. Stinkies used to have a fry cook named Sal.
Yep, that'd be me.
A 6-foot-tall cockroach working at Stinkies? That's shocking! No, wait. What's that thing that's the complete opposite of shocking? So why did Grandpa Stinky fire you? I mean, aside from the whole disease-carrying vermin thing.
He, didn't approve of a cockroach in the kitchen.
That's strange. Grandpa Stinky never had problems with cockroaches before. Any idea what that paperweight loser is doing in the planetarium?
Hey, don't be calling Mr. Paperweight a loser. He's a stand-up guy who took me in and gave me a job.
He's not here, you know.
Nah, I got no idea what that loser's up to. Heck, I can't even understand half the things he tells me over the headphones.
Nice headphones. Listening to the game? Or maybe some Black Flag?
No, these are my official museum guard emergency headphones. I gotta wear these so that Mr. Paperweight can tell me where to go in case of a security emergency. Of course, I haven't heard from him in a while. He must be busy up there with that space gorilla guy.
Your boss is gathering demonic toys for a nefarious purpose.
Toys, eh? Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Call the Army, the Navy, the Swiss Guard.
You want me to turn on my boss? Dream on, buddy. This is a pretty cushy job here, and I ain't messing it up over a bunch of demonic toys.
Yeah, I'm sure Paperweight pays this guy well.
See you, Sal.
Be careful out there, Sam. This place is cuckoo tonight.
Can I switch back to Max? Yeah, I can.
Wonder how Max is holding up.
Did I unlock anything with Paperweight?
Hey, Minion!
I am not a minion!
Yeah, whatever. Listen.
Great line delivery.
What's the story with the giant cockroach you've got guarding the museum?
You mean Sal? He's a bit of a charity case. A little slow, but fiercely loyal. And if the general's smelly hooligans harm just one hair on his antenna, there'll be heck to pay. Heck, I say!
All right.
All this talking with my brain is making me tired. Let's talk later. Yo, Skunky!
That's Skunkape.
Skunk Ape Games presents. Nope, nothing new.
I need some me time.
Very well.
Hey, minions!
Yes? Don't talk to the squishy one, me T-ho. The General says his brain has the power to cloud apes' minds.
Flatterer.
All right.
Looks like Max is stoking the fires of discord. I'll see if I can add some fuel from out here.
Oh, okay. Let's check out these, like... Oh. Oh, I can go in the side rooms. The Egyptian tour. The Pharaoh's brain. White courtesy phone.
It's too bad Max's mighty psychic brain isn't here. There's all sorts of new phone numbers on this courtesy phone.
Ooh, brain screw.
Ooh, pointy and dangerous. Two of my favorite things. Max would love to get his hands on this doohickey. Too bad he doesn't have any hands right now.
Use Pharaoh head?
I had no idea ancient Egypt was so madcap.
Reach inside brain urn?
Normally, the code of the freelance policeman frowns on stealing ancient brains, but desperate times call for icky measures. Ew, it's warm and pulsing and wriggly. I don't know whether to be repulsed or use it as a neck massager.
There's something there's something I do with that. It's crazy the brain is still alive.
Coming soon, a brief history of bad ideas in transportation. I hope Max's brain and body are reunited by the time this exhibit opens. He loves tooling around in comically unviable vehicles.
History is awesome.
Good thing Max isn't here. Edutainment sends him into an atavistic rage.
Hindenburg.
Although the Hindenburg met its fiery demise in 1937, its sister ship, the Aeroschwein, is still in operation today and was a stunt double in the 1968 musical Let's All Go for a Ride in My Beautiful Balloon. So that's where that song came from.
So this brain is still active?
Most of the brains I carry around in my jacket are a lot less warm and pulsing. I bet this thing would fire right up if I stuck it in a body.
Yeah, it's, yeah, we're going for it. Pull sword.
Earth Dog Man, where do you think you're going?
I'm, just looking for the snack foods exhibit.
No one leaves here. Skunkape's orders.
Why?
We're supposed to be on the lookout for, Sam. That's it, Sam. Are you Sam?
No, my name is, Tyrone. Sam's that guy.
Tis we! I've arrived at the world-famous Museum of Mostly Natural History. And look, a cute little animatronic monkey!
Mahila to Skunkape, I've successfully neutralized the one known as Sam.
They didn't even tell him who Sam was.
Describe him. Pink, hairless, difficult to place accent.
That's not Sam, you fool! Now don't bother me again until you find Sam.
Apparently that, wasn't Sam.
Oh well, happy hunting.
Thank you, Tyrone.
They're not even gonna tell him. No description, just find him. He could be anyone. Guess I'm putting the Pharaoh's brain in Max.
Maybe this carefully preserved gray matter will get Max's body moving, or at least twitching and drooling unnervingly.
This is a great idea.
Hello? Anybody in there?
Torment of Osiris will be laid upon your feet, heretics! The wrath of Anubis!
Nah, but I get that a lot. I'm Sam.
Oh my! A new body! And it's so energetic!
That's probably one of Max's sugar rushes. You'll just want to ride him out until you get used to him.
Well, I suppose you want some sort of tedious boon in return for rescuing our spirit from the shadowy realms, yes?
Well, if it's not too much trouble, Your Majesty, I could use some help retrieving Max's brain from a couple of world-conquering Nimrods.
I believe we can aid you in your quest, but where will my brain go after we've restored this Max?
Well, if everything goes as planned, I suppose you can take your pick between an ethnic sorcerer and a superpowered space gorilla.
A gorilla? That does sound promising. Very well, we shall grant your boon. It shouldn't be too much trouble with all these toys of the gods secreted in this fuzzy little body.
Toys of the gods?
Whoa.
Do you have the gift?
Is that what they're calling it these days? My people always called it the Curse of Horus. Ungrateful wretches.
Neat. If you've got creepy brain powers, this rescue's gonna be a walk in the park. Ready to roll?
Lead on, barbarian.